To produce change, one must act. In 2006, San Jose State students and faculty hosted the National Campus Sleep Poverty Under the Stars. One of the events from that night was the screening of Spike Lee's film, When the Levees Broke. And just from the film itself, students and faculty were inspired to launch the Gulf Coast Civil Works Project. The Gulf Coast Civil Works Project and HR 4048's main goal is, 100,000 jobs for Gulf Coast residents. What really brought us together and what really pushed the movement forward is going to New Orleans to see the devastation for ourselves. We've had Louisiana Winter 2, which we traveled to New Orleans and worked with Acorn and hosted a gathering, a meeting to bring more students to teach them about the bill and about the project in general. But we are here today basically because of HR 4048, but for the injustice that we saw in New Orleans. The name Louisiana Winter comes from the 1964 Freedom Summers, in which students traveled to Mississippi to encourage voter registration among African Americans. Gunning houses, I actually didn't know what gunning a house was, and for most of us, we didn't expect that the intense labor of gunning a house. I thought we would just grab a hammer or two and just start hitting the wall, but gunning a house is such intensive work, and to rebuild a house, just relying on college students to get one house just shows the lack of federal help there is in the Gulf Coast. One of the big advantages of this trip was making New Orleans, the Gulf Coast, the issues of the Gulf Coast more personal, hitting home to a lot of us. Another aspect of Louisiana Winter 2 was to work with Acorn, so we met at the Lower 9th Ward, in which that's where the Acorn headquarters in the Lower 9th Ward, and one of our tasks was mowing lawns. We thought what we thought mowing lawns was just, I thought we were just mowing like lawns and cutting grass. Like cutting grass would be like a few inches for that matter. Some of the Katrina grass that we cutted was about 9 feet. As a group, what we hope for is on the very bottom level, the passage of HR 4048. But the ultimate recognition of the inequality in the Gulf Coast and the fact that if inequalities in the Gulf Coast region is ignored, who's not to say that the inequalities that we may encounter on a daily basis can't be ignored? I think the major impact of what this trip really illustrated to the students and to the students who went is basically what Dr. Martin Luther King wrote in the jail cell from Birmingham on a little paper: "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And that is something we've recognized with Louisiana Winter 2 and something we hope to really bring to the forefront